A man milks a cow into a cat's mouth. ABBA, 1970s. On January 6, 1982, the first flight of the unique carrier aircraft VMT Atlant 3MT with cargo on the fuselage took place. It was the only heavy transport aircraft of its kind. Albert Einstein is with his stepdaughter Margot Einstein. They're seated on his lap. This was at the opening of the Jewish Pavilion during the 1939 World's Fair in Flushing Meadows, New York. Truman Capote, 1950s. Ice skating on the Lincoln Memorial Reflecting Pool in 1930. Japanese children at a farewell ceremony before the evacuation from Tokyo, March 1945. Young Friedrich Nietzsche, 1862. In 1918, Georgia Tech played a football game during the Spanish flu pandemic. Miners at Work, El Dorado Creek, Yukon Territory, 1898. Fire trucks in the 1930s had a special place for service dogs. The opening day for Star Wars. Traffic must have been insane on May 25, 1977. Landing from a German armoured train, 1942. This man was nicknamed the Dwarf Hunter in the 1890s. Ten sisters from Boston, the O'Neills, dressed in Easter dresses crafted by their mother, 1952. Nicolas Cage and Johnny Depp in 1988. Elizabeth Taylor on the set of Suddenly Last Summer, 1959. A Tupperware party in full swing. A table in the foreground displays a range of the company's products, 1950s. Dr. Marcel Petiot on the right is tried for the serial murders of 27 persons and is in front of the suitcases of his victims filled with their belongings. Paris, France. March or April 1946. Ozzy Osbourne at home, photographed 2 weeks after his son Jack was born in 1985. Arnold Schwarzenegger and Alyssa Milano on the sets of Commando 1985. During a tour of the Museum of Nazi Victims in Auschwitz 1981. A burning B-24H Liberator bomber from the 793rd Bombardment Squadron, 465th Bombardment Group, 15th Air Force, hit by anti-aircraft fire. Germany, 1944. The 1988 People magazine photoshoot that united all the slasher movie icons. Birdhouse Beard 1940. Pauline Gushman, an American actress and Union Army spy, and Melinda Blaylock, who enlisted in the army by posing as a man. Her papers are the only surviving documents of a female soldier during the Civil War. Wehrmacht soldier with a kitten. Bob Marley and the Wailers, 1964. From left to right you've got Bunny Wailer, Bob Marley and Peter Tosh. Haruo Nakajima took a break while filming Godzilla 1954. Edward Reese holds up two women with his teeth, 1927. The man suffered from von Recklinghausen disease, or neurofibromatosis, a disorder in which multiple tumours develop on your nerves. Carrie Fisher at the debut of Star Wars A New Hope, 1977. Vending Machine Pie, 1947, Washington, D.C. Cheyenne Sundance Dancers, circa 1900s, Montana. Adolf Hitler and Joseph Goebbels sign autographs for members of the Canadian figure skating team at the Winter Olympic Games, Germany, 1936. Gwen Stefani yearbook photo. Rick Astley's father, Ossie Astley, celebrated Never Gonna Give You Up making it to #1 on the United Kingdom charts in 1987. Julie Newmar, the first Catwoman in the Batman television series, 1966. A Bosnian girl with an AK-47 smokes a cigarette while waiting for a funeral service at a cemetery. Sarajevo, September 14, 1992. Home Secretary William Churchill on Sydney Street during an operation to capture Latvian anarchists. London, United Kingdom, 1911. French actor Yves Montand and Alain Delon on the set of the film The Red Circle, written and directed by Jean-Pierre Melville in 1970. Alice Cooper and Cyclops, 1975. Queen Elizabeth II meets with Portuguese dictator António de Oliveira Salazar, 1957. Little Chimney sweeps in Victorian England, 1880. A Pickwick double-decker bus on rail, 1930s, Mexico. Mods on scooters ride down the streets of England. Hastings, England, 1964. Joseph Cotton carries a fainting Marilyn Monroe in an advertisement for the film Niagara, 1953. All of these people are direct descendants of the third President of the United States of America, Thomas Jefferson. London strongman George Challard allows a companion to bend a piece of iron around his neck. 1935. Smoke break at a bridge construction site in Auckland, New Zealand, 1950. Fake rooftop town built to hide, Boeing's factory from potential Japanese airstrikes, 1944. Amanda Donahoe and Helena Bowman Carter at an L party, 1988. First Dairy Queen in Illinois, 1940. Elizabeth II's visit to Ghana, 1961. Sophia Loren, 1950. North Carolina Pizza Hut Fayetteville, 1950s. At number 10, It's More Than I Can Say by Leo Sayer. Coming in at number 9 is Guilty by Barbra Streisand and Barry Gibb. Number 8 is Lady by Kenny Rogers. At number 7 we have Hungry Heart by Bruce Springsteen. Number 6 is Celebration by Kool and the Gang. Number 5, it's Love on the Rocks by Neil Diamond. Woman in Love by Barbra Streisand takes the number 4 spot. At number 3, it's Just Like Starting Over by John Lennon. Number 2 is Lady by Kenny Rogers. And finally at number 1, Imagine by John Lennon. A still from the famous photo shoot of the legendary group The Beatles, Abbey Road, London, 1969. Henry Gaither was one of the few free blacks. When the Civil War began, Gaither and his regiment fought in the Union Army. 1967 Kentucky Fried Chicken ad with Jerry Lewis and Colonel Sanders. Russians eat American-style pizza for the first time from a food truck in Moscow, 1988. Neil Armstrong, Michael Collins, and Edwin Buzz Aldrin Jr. are subjected to a period of quarantine upon their return to Earth. Through the window of their mobile quarantine facility, they hold a conversation with Richard Nixon. The Duke 0.21 ramjet research aircraft on its 1930s designed C-161 Languedoc mothership, 1953 to 1956. United States Navy Corpsman Vernon Wilkie with a mortally wounded Marine near Khe Sanh in April 1967. The glories of the most famous pin-up Miss Betty Brosmer in the 1950s. "18-year-old Lowell Lee Andrews stands as police and divers search the Kansas River for parts of the gun he used." A newspaper described Andrews, a sophomore biology major at the University of Kansas, as the nicest boy in Wolcott, Kansas, in 1958. Girls at a Liverpool drama school enjoy learning how to slap, 4 February 1939. Western Front update, Paris, 3rd French Republic, August 25, 1917. Tsutomu-kun is a talent robot developed by HorrorPro in 1984. Each robot cost 20 million yen, and it was so difficult to move that it was cancelled after just a few songs. Microsoft CEO Bill Gates launches Windows 95 before a crowd of thousands in Redmond, Washington. Walt Disney is tasting Argentina's famous asado in 1941. Ford Edsel, official vehicle of the Fire Department Chief, United States, Michigan, 1958. The Grumman Aircraft Engineering Corporation Lunar Rover concept vehicle navigates boulders with a Grumman engineer driving. September 25, 1978. A Pacific Southwest Airlines Boeing 727-214 and a Cessna 172 private jet collided in the skies over San Diego. Both planes crashed into residential areas. Igor Sikorsky, inventor of the helicopter, seated in the Sikorsky H-5, 1945 there. The Convair Model 118 Convair car, 1948. National Guard troops with up-thrust bayonets surround integrationists kneeling in prayer as approximately 100 made a peaceful attempt to challenge the no demonstration edict of the military commander in Cambridge, Maryland on May 13, 1964. David Stanley Ingle, seated with singer Shirley Lloyd, was the first front-cover United States soldier on Life magazine February 16, 1942 issue. A London police officer directing traffic in heavy fog using a device connected to the gas main, which could be folded away into a metal box embedded in the street, 1935. Miss Serbia and Miss Croatia at a beauty contest in Belgrade 1929. After a fire destroyed all of downtown Seattle Bank Security Guard, 1889, Seattle. Deborah Paget, 1933. Kurt Cobain and Chris Novoselic in 1990. Serenaded Walter Williams, Civil War veteran lying in bed with a cigar, 1959. Ben Affleck, Matt Damon and Casey Affleck at Damon's birthday party in the late 1980s. Popcorn wagon at Hoyne and Adams, Chicago, Illinois, March 29, 1949. Ouch. Bubblegum 90s. Joe Price uses a £50 hammer to nail up a notice, 1934. Nick Offerman's senior class photo from 1988. He was not only the president of the senior class, but he was also the president of the Drama Club, a saxophonist in the jazz band, and voted most likely to host the David Letterman show. Apollo 13 astronauts training, 1970s. Morgan Freeman as DJ Mel Mounds on The Electric Company, where he played several characters from 1971 to 1977. David Bowie at the computer in 1987. President Harding receives veterans of the Confederate Army who have been attending their annual reunion at Richmond, Virginia, 1922. Pro-communist protesters are throwing stones at Japanese police. The police used tear gas, pistols and batons to contain the riots. This happened in Tokyo on May 1, 1952. After their jeep became stuck in the mud, Brigadier General Claudius M. Easley and his driver, T5 Anthony Posel, ride back from the front on a carabao. Philippines, 1944. Spice Girls Group, 1995. Sophia Loren and Carlo Ponti in Moscow, on the set of the film Sunflowers, 1969. Charlie Chaplin in the 20s. The Dixie Girls of Buff Bill's Circus. Coco Chanel on the mirrored staircase of a fashion house in Paris, circa 1965. Disaster nearly struck NASA during Apollo 13's failed mission in 1970. In this photo, the mission control team celebrates the safe return of the flight crew to Earth. Portable soft drink stand at Bowling Green, New York City, October 1st, 1942. Jennifer Garner in Huesif. Audrey Hepburn, 1961, in a breakfast at Tiffany's promo. Sharp autochrome shot of a Russian girl dressed in traditional clothes in Crimea, Russian Empire 1910s. Lord Clydesdale on his way to the plane that would make him the first man ever to fly over Mount Everest, 1933. (1938), Joseph P. Kennedy, left, United States Ambassador to Great Britain, stands with his 20-year-old son, John F. Kennedy, in New York. Kennedy was the second son and one of 9 children of business tycoon Joseph P. Kennedy. Marilyn Monroe, 1953. The legs of contestants in a Miss World beauty competition dangle over the wing of a BOAC Comet airplane 1953. The Führer is thanking Josef Burkel on the occasion of the Saar victory on the morning of 15th January 1935. Photo taken by Ava Brown. Hitch Hitch Maharao Rajasir Raghubir Singh Sahib Bahadur of Bundi, Sepplantota Pol. President Ronald Reagan and members of his senior staff watch a replay of the Challenger disaster. February 3rd, 1986. Elizabeth Taylor resting during the filming of Suddenly Last Summer in Spain, 1959. Barricade in Copenhagen during the Danish general strike against German occupation, June 30, 1944. The British cargo ship SS Maplewood is attacked by the German submarine SM U-35 off the coast of Sardinia, April 7, 1917. William James Sidis was a precocious genius with an estimated IQ of 250 to 300. He read the New York Times at 18 months, wrote French poetry at 5 years old, spoke 8 languages at 6. A Greyhound driver checks tickets in Columbus, Ohio, 1943. Reese Witherspoon yearbook photo. Brothers Mads and Lars Mikkelsen, 1990s. The crew of Apollo 12, astronauts Charles Conrad, Richard Gordon and Alan Bean, bought themselves 3 identical Corvette sports cars before the flight, 1969. If the crown fits, Bess Meyerson, Miss America 1945, crowns Marilyn Buford, Miss America 1946.